Alright, I am back with another Destiny 2 video as I sit around and wait to see if they are going to release a Season of the Deep trailer. If so, I will probably just write an article about that instead of doing another video. But ahead of that, I wanted to kind of just show off what builds I am heading into Season of the Deep with, based on some buffs we know are happening, based on the seasonal mods that are happening. And you can see a little bit of a preview here of my Warlock. I am also designing fashion looks around these new exotics. Chromatic Fire, really good ornament. Really good ornament. I love that a lot. So this is my current Warlock look, and I can show you what I'm thinking with this build. Okay, so what's happening with Chromatic Fire now is it is being buffed where it's not just final blows with your kinetic weapon create an explosion in the element of your subclass. The explosion damage is getting bigger and more damaging. I'm not sure if that's supposed to match how Dragonfly is now. I haven't really used this in years, so I'm not 100% sure what it feels like now. But the main difference is that the kinetic explosion in the element will also produce an elemental effect. So I am choosing arc for blind explosions because if you... Where's the thing? Okay, so if you... Where is it? If you kill someone that's blind, I forget where this is, you get a ionic trace. Yeah, okay, here it is. Defeating targets with arc abilities, defeating jolted or blinded targets creates an ionic trace. So every blinded target you kill, I don't know if there's a cooldown on this, but it will create an ionic trace, which reduces your cooldowns, and collecting an ionic trace will make you amplified. So I figure constant blinding will be pretty good for getting all your abilities back all of the time, and this sounds pretty fun. As such, you need a kinetic primary probably to use this effectively. I'm going back to my old friend, Outbreak Perfected, built-in Outlaw for crazy fast reload, and obviously it has its ridiculously good Siva Swarm. I think it was Witch Queen where I used this for pretty much the entire Witch Queen legendary campaign. Also, obviously, as a exotic primary, has the 40% buff to red bars. It just rips, and then with the Siva Swarms, you could do pretty good against orange and yellow bars as well. Really great weapon, and that's what I am choosing to use here. A kinetic build is interesting because it's pretty much just, okay, kinetic orb generation, kinetic... I have one kinetic loader. That's probably overkill with Outlaw. And then I have one kinetic weapon surge. I might throw on a second one, but I do really like having these other mods on. I probably don't need innovation. I'll just do better already. And then I have this saved as my... there's no kinetic symbol, so I just picked one. That is what I'm going for here. And so I probably should masterwork Chromatic Fire. That'll give me the 2 to get to 80 and 100, but I just hate spending materials, which is not great. But the other thing that's happening is this is getting a buff. So there are a few buffs in here. Ball Lightning is getting buffed. Chaos Reach is getting a 25% damage buff. So is Storm Trance. But I always love Chaos Reach. If this doesn't work out, like if Chromatic Fire is not actually that good, I might just put on Geomags again, because maybe with the buffs, it's actually going to be good again, and I really do love my Geomag build back when that was a thing. They still never put the sprint to, finish your super cooldown thing back on it because of PvP, which sucks, but whatever. The other weapons, I'm going to switch these out depending on what I need. We are getting anti-barrier glaive again. Sorry, unstoppable glaive again, so I have glaives on at least a few of my characters. Heavy is really going to just depend on the situation, but I can't use any of my exotic heavies if I'm using Outbreak. I may also use Revision 0. Like, this got buffed to just ridiculous high heaven, and it's just pretty nuts right now. So I may end up using that instead. I have Vorpal on it because that affects champions. Also, this has intrinsic anti-barrier where this doesn't. I don't remember if there are pulse rifle mods this season, but if not, I might need to use this for anti-barrier. So this is what I'm rocking at the start for Warlock here. So I will move on to Titan. I tweeted about this, but I finally finished the build here, which is not that complicated. I have my bloody soldier look here. So Sweet Business is getting a buff. I don't have this upgraded to 1810 yet because I had to pull it from collections because I deleted it for vault space before this. But Sweet Business is getting a buff where every 20 shots and less shots when it's fully spooled up, it will have explosive rounds, which sounds just extremely fun. Obviously, this is good to pair with Actium War Rig, which also is not fully leveled up to 1810. I don't think it'll matter at the beginning because like I don't think the initial story missions are gonna need you to be like some minimum power, so I don't think that'll matter. If so, I don't know. I could probably find something by the end of today to just pump this up. This steadily reloads your auto rifle or machine gun mag. So combines with the intrinsic properties of this, picking up special heavy ammo automatically reloads this weapon. Those two things mean close to infinite ammo on this. It's got 150 magazine as well. These have always been a good pair together, but now obviously with explosive rounds, it's going to be even more fun. I don't know if there's I have to relook at all the mods. I don't know if I think there is like overload machine gun or overload auto rifle this time around, but we'll see. I have my glaive again. Again, I can change this out. I just finally crafted Insidious this week. I got my last pattern for it, so I'm catching up with all those crafted vow weapons with my ridiculously slow pace here. For this one, you are going to want a machine gun because this also works with machine gun mags. This got buffed. That was probably a couple of years ago now. So yeah, it depends on the situation. I really like the target lock, circular logic. There's commemoration on my hunter right now. I have retrofit. So there's a lot of good options for whatever machine gun you want. This is not like a good roll of commemoration necessarily. Redirection sucks, but I really do like Dragonfly on this. It does feel really fun. This one, it's all just most of the kinetic mods from the other one. I have double kinetic surge on this for mucho damage on this, and then I do have just only grenade and melee kickstart because you don't need reloader on this because you're never reloading. I am picking. I did mention this before, but like the major seasonal mods this time are for Arc and Void. So I have Arc on my Warlock to take advantage of those, and I'm going to be doing Sentinel on Titan for all the Void Breach mods and things like that. I don't know if I fully have this lined up for how it's going to feel with the mods. I think I need some way to generate more Void Breaches, but the main thing I'm trying to do here is constantly having Devour up. So having Devour up and then just slaughtering all these ads with Sweet Business, that feels like a pretty good combo. So you could just have kind of never-ending Devour here. Since they implemented this, like it's pretty easy to get Devour on all classes, not just Warlock like it used to be. So this seems like it will be fun. There's some stuff going on with Overshield, so I have the the Overshield ability on. Hitting a target with the Void ability or Volatile makes them volatile. And then, so this is the constant volatile thing. I could do this where you get increased melee range damage and melee final blows, extending the duration of your Overshield in addition to faster grenade charges. I don't know. We'll see which one of these is better, but I haven't used Void in a little bit here because I was on Strand all last season. So that is my current plan for Titan. I don't love Sweet Business. Like, even with this new concept, like, I don't love the way it fires necessarily. Like, it's not the best feeling weapon for me. So I might switch to something else like Monte Carlo, some other kinetic that can also take advantage of War Rig. Or, I don't know, I could also switch back to Arc Titan and use something like Curious, because I think Thunder Crash is getting a buff too. So we'll see. I unlike, the Warlock where I really, really love Outbreak and Revision Zero, I'm not as sold on Sweet Business even with these buffs, but I certainly do want to try it out. So that's where I am. Now we go to Hunter. And I'm not switching off Strand. Strand Hunter is like the most fun I've had with the game in just an absurdly long time. And I just can't see myself switching off of it. There are some new Strand mods coming this season. Like if you have Woven Mail, you will get Unraveling Rounds. So this is Gate Woven Mail when you grapple. and flinch resistance, and so I will constantly have Woven Mail up, so I will constantly have Unraveling Rounds without doing anything. So that is my current plan. Quicksilver Storm, after all the buffs, feels incredible. Probably one of the best feeling guns in the game right now. And then I am still leveling up my crafted Forbearance, which I kind of... I could have done this by the end of the season. I just stopped playing. And then I have Retrofits with the instant reload on Grapple. Just an incredible weapon. There's no more Volatile Flow this season, but this could benefit from some of the Void mods. Just all of this is about getting my Grapple back as soon as possible for the most part. I have some Strand Weapon Surge in there, Double Innervation, Triple Bomber. I have my thing up all the time here. So I'm just going to stick with Strand on Hunter for now. I know there were some buffs to Void and Arc Hunter specifically. I think there's some for Solar as well, but I like it too much. It's too much fun. I like Strand on all the classes, but this especially was the one I think that landed the most for me. Also, there are all the new Strand aspects, and the new Threadrunner aspect is the one where you create a little decoy made of threadlings when you dodge. So that was a lot of fun. I will probably replace Ensnaring Slam. It's very good. You know, being able to instantly suspend enemies is quite good, but I also want my additional grapple. I like having 2 grapples, so that is going to be hard to take off. So that is my plan. The new Titan aspect where it's like mini Needle Storm or whatever it's called. That sounds fun. The Warlock one does not sound good. It's just a way to make Tangles like slightly less terrible than they will be with all the mods. I stick by my idea that once they take away all the Tangle mods, it will make Strand a lot less fun. Not that the mods they are doing are like the worst. I just think they're worse than last season, generally speaking. I do think Strand is fundamentally strong. Like, I don't think Strand is going to feel terrible, but it will feel terrible if you start trying to blow up Tangles with no additional mods buffing them. So I probably just use Tangles for grapples and throwing to grapple them and stuff like that, as opposed to shooting them to blow them up really anymore. But obviously there are many other good aspects of Strand that I will continue using, and I will probably have trouble taking it off of my Hunter this season. Obviously the caveat here is we are going to get a whole new slate of seasonal weapons, so obviously you want to try those out, and if they end up being goods, you know, I will craft those and see what we're doing there. They haven't really shown off too many of the seasonal weapons yet, if any. Like, not really, I don't think at all. They probably will in the trailer, which will be today or tomorrow. But like the teaser they showed is just like the armor ornaments and the Sloan and the Taken Arm and the giant eye. Like, it's not really the content of the season necessarily. So these are the builds I am at least initially rocking heading into new season based on all the different buffs we have. Feel free to steal anything, or feel free to give me advice on how to make these better. I'm also always open to suggestions. And yeah, so we'll see what the trailer brings today or tomorrow. And then I have Diablo 4 launching in a week, and I'm just finishing up my review copy of it, and since all my progress is being wiped, I don't want to go too crazy with it, but a lot of Diablo content will be here next week, probably on the channel, and both in writing, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.